Paula Roy's Favorite Foods is made possible with the help of Farm Boy. It's all about the food.
Forget boring sandwiches, canned soup, or cookies from a bag. While many of us can feel pressed for time at lunch, there are some great options out there that are nutritious and easy to make. Today I'm going to show you 3 of my favorite fast, fresh lunch recipes. Who doesn't love a steaming hot bowl of soup for lunchtime? It's a popular food all around the world, and for good reason. It's comforting, it's satisfying, and it's also quite nutritious, especially when you add in some powerhouse ingredients like spinach, miso, and so forth. Today I'm going to show you how you can make miso soup in just 10 minutes. We're going to start with some vegetable broth because I like to make mine vegetarian as it traditionally would be done in Japan. And we're just going to add 2 cups of vegetable broth to our pan. You could easily use chicken if you prefer chicken stock. You could even use water if you don't have broth on hand. And then you just need to amp up the flavor of your add-ins a little bit more so that you can balance it out and get that nice, rich, satisfying taste. So to flavor it up, we're going to add some sesame oil and a little bit of sriracha. And then we're going to bring that to a boil. Once it's boiling, then we're going to add in some chopped spinach and some green onions and some nori. The nori is the seaweed sheets that you see for sale any place they sell sushi making supplies. And that's a really traditional ingredient, and it also adds a lot of nutrition. So we're just going to chop up our green onion. I like to use just the green part so it's not too overpowering in the soup. Oh, it's getting nice and hot over there. We'll just give it a little stir. And the important thing with miso soup is not to add the miso paste to the hot soup. Otherwise, it's going to kill all the nutritional ingredients in there. It's packed with antioxidants. It's considered by many people to be a real cancer-fighting ingredient. But if it comes to a boil, you're losing those benefits. So instead, what we're going to do is warm it with some of the hot broth. There, that's probably enough onions to top our soup with. And while we're waiting for the broth to finish heating, we're just going to give the spinach a little chop. If you put the whole leaves in your soup, they're going to be a little bit hard to get onto your spoon. So a quick chop just solves that problem. There we go. Okay, it's looking hot, so I'm going to put the miso right into my serving bowl. And this is about 2 teaspoons of miso paste for 1 generous serving of soup. And I'm going to ladle about half a cup of hot broth. You can see it's steaming nicely here onto the miso, just a little bit more, and we'll give it a stir. And it's good to use a whisk for this because you really want the thick miso to break down and become nice and smooth. You might be left with a little bit of a granularness in the bottom, but that's okay. So now we've got this all set, and we're going to add in the nori and the spinach. And this just needs to cook long enough for the spinach to wilt. And we'll save the green onions for our garnish. There we go. And I'm just going to give this another little final whisk so we can see the miso breaking up nicely. And now that the spinach is starting to wilt, I'm going to put the tofu into the soup pot. Even people who don't like tofu probably won't mind it, or it won't offend them in their miso soup because it gets nice and soft and it takes on the flavor of the soup, the nice heat from the sriracha and the sweetness of the sesame oil. So another minute for the spinach to wilt. What we're going to finish off with is a little bit of fish sauce. And the reason that we don't add that into the soup while it's cooking is, first off, you'll lose the flavor. It'll boil away and become very bland. And also, when you put the fish sauce into a boiling pot, it tends to kind of boil out and you get this unpleasant aroma, and that's where the flavor's being lost. So we're going to add that in at the very end once we put it in our bowl. So now we're going to just ladle this into our bowl. It smells so good. It's just so fragrant. I like to have miso soup whenever I'm feeling under the weather because I can make just one bowl for me so quickly. It just seems to comfort me, and also I think it really does have healing properties. The Japanese certainly believe so. And we'll just put this last little bit in. So you can see it makes a nice generous sized bowl full. Now we're going to add in our fish sauce. This is about 5 dashes of fish sauce. You may find that that's not strong enough for you, or you may find it too strong. So you kind of have to experiment with the flavor. And we're going to just stir that in. We'll top it with our green onions. And now our beautiful lunch is ready. Up next, I'm going to show you that while musical mashups are great, food mashups are even better. I'm going to take a dish that's normally associated with Italy and infuse it with Asian flavors to come up with a whole new creation that I think you're really going to love.
Paula Roy's Favorite Foods is made possible with the help of Farm Boy. It's all about the food.